We're going to wait for just a couple more people, then we're just going to get started with the show. Get the frack in there, Velma. Woody, thank you. Crack in. Hello, Matum. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. We are just going to wait a couple of seconds, see if Fairy comes in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, Kraken. Y'all make sure you favorite featured show host, Kraken Whips. Her show is every Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you also follow her on IG. Okay? And, there might be other shenanigans that happen in her stream, but she is worth favoriting and going to see. All right. Well, while we get started, everybody, welcome to Hop, Skip, and a Jump with Nashi. This is every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a traveling show where you have two guests who come on every week. Hiya, Fairy Godmother. There's one of my guests, and Velma's another one. Fairy Godmother and Velma, if I'm correct, currently both are featured show hosts on the Meet Me app, so make sure you check them out. We'll hear a little bit about that. But Hop, Skip, and a Jump every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time with Nashi. This is a traveling show. Again, I have two guests who come on and talk about where they have traveled to, what they have seen, what they have done, possibly what they have eaten, all the things to do, maybe some recommendations on what not to do, or maybe how to prepare for your trip. So also what's going to happen is I will have Fairy get in the box first. Then after Fairy gets out of the box and before Velma gets in the box, I will do a vacation destination getaway idea. There's so many that I've been working on this past week, so I can't wait. But this week is going to be Cuba. Just because I've been looking at trips for Cuba. So this one's more of a selfish nature this week. And then we'll have Velma get in the box. And then towards the end of the show, if we have time, we will have both guests get in the box and do a travel trivia off against each other. This week will be easy. Next week, I can't say the same. Oh, there she is. There's my Sunny Boo Boo. Everybody, make sure you guys favorite everybody in the comments, favorite all of the gifters of the stream today, please. Without further ado, I'm going to let the one and the only amazing Fairy Godmother into the box.
Hello, Nashi.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm trying to do this so you can see Nashi is
Ooh,
my castle.
I'm on the pink castle. Yes, me. Yeah. Hello. I love it. I love it.
Because, yeah.
So how are we doing on this lovely Sunday?
Well, it's sunny here, but I saw frost, so chilly. But I think we're gonna have an early spring where I live. Oh, thank you.
We had a very bad snowstorm Friday night and Saturday, so now our sunshine is here to melt it away, I hope.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of snow. I think we've had 2 snowfalls this year.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a lot either. So okay, Kraken. I almost said Kraken. Fairy Godmother, forgive me. I know who you are. I know your name. I swear to goodness. Hello, Top Badge Kitty Commander, fellow featured show host Mondays with Meow and Me at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Check her out. Tell us just a little bit about yourself and if you have any upcoming events.
Do you want to know about Fairy or me?
I want to know about Fairy. I mean, you could tell us a little bit something about you. Just remember it's a featured show, so
Just teasing. Yes, I have a featured show. It's funny, it's just before. I am right before you, right? We go right from my show, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
And then you're on, and then Kraken's on. So who's in the building? So mine is called Fact or Fib. And it's where 2 teams compete to fool each other on guessing the most fibs. Mm-hmm. And it gets very competitive and it's a lot of fun. You find out some really interesting things about streamers, like that Kitty can strip a deer or something. I don't know. It was like, what?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a fun show. And if you would like to be a guest, please IG myself or Wuthering Heights or Beard Raider in IG. And we're looking for guests. I don't care what level you are. If you want to be seen, and we all know featured shows are about letting the streamer guests be seen, get faves, get views, you might get gifted, but most of all, to promote yourself as a serious streamer.
Yes. And it is a lot of fun, you guys. It really is. It's a fun show. I've been on there about 197 times. So please.
It's between you and Eddie who holds the record.
Go see her. Go check her out. All right. So Fairy, what are you going to talk about today? I'm just going to make you a little bigger.
Well, you know, it's kind of a repeat. I thought of some newer stories because a long time ago, before you were even featured, like when you first started doing the show, I was on and I talked about the Camino de Santiago. And Velma and I were chatting one day in my show, I think it was. We were waiting for people to come in and discovered she had done the Portugal version. The one I did was the Spanish version. And we thought it'd be really cool to come on here and give people sort of a different perspective of the real thing, which is Camino means pilgrimage. So, and they're all over Europe. And this is a perspective. So I'm sure there's a lot of people here who've never even seen me before. So you wouldn't have heard the story because I don't know why I haven't told it more in my stream, you know. But anyway,
you're saving it. You're saving it for here. That's why.
That's why. I knew it.
You know, we're going to have you on once a year that I do this show just to talk about it.
And if anybody has seen the show or the movie, The Way, with Martin Sheen, his son Emilio Estevez actually wrote it and was in it. And it was all about, the nickname for it is The Way, which I forget what that translates to in Spanish, because it was 15 that I actually watched the Camino. And basically, it's an 800-kilometer walk across northern Spain. And I have with me, I found my topographical map. So where we started from was in, where is my little city of, oh, sorry, I'm at the wrong end. That would help. It's called Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. And it's right, I don't know, let's just say it's right around this end. Okay.
Yep.
And you cross over the Pyrenees, so over these mountain range into wherever the red line is, or you can't see it, but it's the little orange line. So to me, that was the most amazing part of the whole trip, because even though it was cold, and trust me, do your research. If you're doing big hikes like this in Europe, do your research. And I got on a really good forum, and I'm still getting newsletters. So if anybody's interested, it's the best one. And you get resources on, you know, what kind of footwear, what to expect for food, how easy it is to get placed. You know, it's really smart to get on those kinds of forums. Anyway, so the actual hike goes all the way to here. That is an 800-kilometer hike, and it isn't straight across. You can see the lines. You can do different routes, but it's not quite to the end. It is, Santiago is actually right here. So basically that is the hike. It's 800 kilometers. Now, we didn't do the whole 800. One, we ran out of time, and two, we ran into weather.
Okay.
And if you got into this section of mountain and got bad weather, you couldn't get out. There was no trains, nada. You were stuck there for, you know, whoever knows. So unfortunately, go ahead.
So right quick, just while I think of the question, how long of the 800, how much of the 800 did you do?
500.
Okay. So you did a good chunk of it. Yeah.
And also, if you just want to, a passport, and all along the trail, even people selling coffee, they have stamps. So you get your book stamped. because you have to have so many stamps
Mhm.
to show the kilometers that you've walked. And then
Right.
the shell is a huge symbol of the Camino, and I
Oh.
forget why. I should have looked it up, but you can Google it yourself. So I carried this on my backpack, and I also I couldn't find my badge and it says the way with the shell, because a lot of the signs were these stone, they look like tombstones, to be honest with you, and they would have the shell on it and an arrow as to, you know, where you head off next. Because remember, you've got no GPS. This is 2015. It's not that long ago, but
No.
you had zero. You had a compass, or you had a paper map, which we did,
Yeah.
right? Or we had a little booklet.
Mhm.
And the thing is, I did some booking of places, but you really couldn't book till you're or you were going to sleep till that night wherever you arrived, because you didn't know how far you might get. But we got smarter as we got along and went, we're only doing this much, or this is the town we're going to go to. And we sort of just started booking ahead. And then we also found out that there was a service for like dirt cheap that would take your backpacks to the next place. But we kind of went, well, that's a little bit of cheating. So we'll take one and put all the heavy stuff in and send that. So, you know, you'll learn as you go. But it was pretty amazing trip. We met angels. I swear to God, I'm not a practicing Christian. I call myself spiritual and a moral and values person. But we had some really bizarre things. I swear to God, there's this whole. How much time do I have? Like, do you?
Oh, you have time. You. I'll let you know. I'll be like, well, that's it. You got to go. Goodbye. Don't worry. I'll cut you off.
Okay. No, there was just this. Like I said, and my partner was an atheist, and I wanted to sit through the service because it was so opulent. Where's my picture of the opulence? Oh, here it is. This is the inside of the Cathedral de Santiago. Can you let me turn my light away?
Yeah. I love that.
Like, that's the altar. It was stunning. And that is such a small part of it. And it's Catholic, obviously, and in Spanish. Everything's in Spanish. The bones of St. James are in a gold casket behind that altar, and it has stairs in between. And you walk through the stairs and you look through this cagey or this glass thing, and you see these bones, but they can't prove they are actually his because they were brought from Israel. He had gone back to Israel. But DNA, who are you going to match it to, right?
Right.
Maybe it's you, Nashi.
I mean, you know, I mean, there has been something that I needed to tell you guys, and it's been wearing down on me. So yes, it was.
And you're moving to Spain, right? To become a nun.
I am moving to Spain to become a nun. They said that I have officially made the requirements.
Sorry. Yeah, I know. This is my partner and I arriving at the end of the trail, the Camino de Santiago. So, you know, it was warm, but we thought we were just strolling into town. Once we came to that sign, we didn't realize we had a freaking hike after it, but that's the way it goes, right? But no, the aha moment, I mean, we met angels along the way. There's lots of stories and people telling us stories. Why one guy gone because he was putting his wife's ashes. And he went to this place and he was crying, and he goes, I know it sounds crazy. I know you're not going to believe me, because seriously, I was going like, yeah, have you had too much sangria? But yeah, how could you not believe? Well, he believed it. Let's put it that way. And that's all that counts. He believed it.
And he probably felt it, especially if you saw and felt the things that you did. And then with having to do that with his wife's ashes, I mean, he was probably at the purest moment, feeling every sense there was.
He was. And unburdening himself to strangers, really. And
Yeah.
so, but it was interesting. And also people that we were completely lost and they took us to where we needed to go. And there was language barrier, but we always seemed to come out on top. So I call those angels, even, you know,
Yes.
whatever you want to believe it.
No, absolutely.
Or
because
fairies. Maybe they were fairies.
I mean, maybe they were fairies. Maybe they were fairy angels.
Maybe they were my fairy angels. But
There you go, yeah.
we were going through we walked into the church and realized a service had just finished, because I had dragged my partner and I said, come on, I know you hate this stuff, but it's why we're here to see this.
Mhm.
And so I got him in the door and it had just finished. And then they went, oh, if you're a pilgrim and you want to have the tour, come over here. And so he was up for that, because it wasn't a service. It was obviously a tour. And this really cool retired Irish Catholic priest was the interpreter for the very stalwart young priest. So, and we were all given these black pieces of cardboard and taken to this gorgeous courtyard, sterling silver pot that had a fire burning and all kinds of different, you know, I'm not Catholic, so I don't know what they would be used for, but it was a ritual. I mean, I know throwing holy water, which is what he was doing to all of us. And then what they explained was that this black cloth or this black card represented pilgrims' dirty clothes after they had arrived, and they were bathed, and you would burn these. So we all threw our black cards in, basically, you know, saying we've arrived and we're cleaning ourselves, you're cleansing yourself and all of that. And I was taking pictures while this was being explained. And I turned and I took a picture of the Catholic priest. And then I looked at it later that night, and oh my God, he has this white halo all the way around him. Like it wasn't it couldn't have been the camera, because I went from here to here, you know, and it was literally, it's still there, hasn't faded.
I want to see that.
You want to see it? I have to find it. I think it's on my Facebook page, but I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'll find it and send it to you, because it was, I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, and even my partner, what can you say? He was trying to say, oh, it was misty. I said, no, it was absolutely beautiful, clear. You know, it wasn't too warm. And like I said, there was no smoke from the fire. It was not that kind of fire. Like it just, yeah. But yeah, in the moment when, definitely, I would say a month and a half. We only had like 25 days, and we had to push it 25, 30 kilometers a day, and the terrain varies. And, you know, sometimes you're doing lots of hills and shale going down, which is a killer on your calves. It's worse than going up. And some days you're on such boring flat. It's like being in Saskatchewan or whatever flat state you have. What, Kansas? I don't know. And it was dusty and hot, but you know, people would join you and you'd chat, and then they might say, you'd say bon camino, and that was hello and goodbye. So they, you know, and it wasn't like they were snubbing, they just walked faster than you and off you go. So we met some cool people. We met and the sleeping, I would definitely book my stuff all ahead and just plan, this is how many kilometers we're going to do because there were several times we had to take a taxi to the next city and then go back the next morning to then not miss that part and, you know, to get the stamp.
So where did you stay? So was it in like hotels, people's homes, Airbnbs?
It varies. Like most people did hostels. That's obviously the cheapest way to go. But I have a CPAP machine, and I snore like a truck driver. So like we stayed in what's called auberges or, that's the French version. What did they call them? Anyway, they were kind of, you might share a bathroom, but you'd have a private room. But my poor partner was like stuffing ear plugs and doing the whole thing because he didn't get a lot of sleep. put it that way. So that is a problem if you don't do it if you have CPAP. No, I'm joking. But but you can do it all, whatever you want. And, there's private showers at facilities. I have no complaints about any of the facilities we stayed in. None whatsoever. The food was monotonous because it was obviously in a lot of the places was designed for the Camino travelers. And it felt like frozen paella. Was done in the microwave, as Nigella says.
Not the microwave. Welcome everybody to Hop, Skip, and a Jump with Nashi every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a traveling show. Right now I have Fairy Godmother in the box talking about the
Camino de Santiago in northern Spain.
Yes. And so if you can, please make sure that you are favoriting me, favorite my guests, favorite the top gift, all the gifters of the stream, and each other in the comments. So, okay. So, was the food, was it adequate?
It was adequate. It was better to, this was kind of more the restaurant or the more hotel-y type of places. And it would be a set menu like paella, and you get a bottle of wine. Like really, it was like a jug of wine, and and we tried to stay away from those places because there was lots of coffee bars, and they have this really yummy tart. That's kind of like a quiche, but it's got a little bit different flavor. And I'd have a slice of that, and that's when I started drinking coffee. Is on that damn Camino. I never drank coffee in my life, but you had to just to get the going.
I'll fit in there. I will fit in there then. I'm all right. I'll be all right then.
But it became a little bit rote. And that's why I say it's better to take longer to do the trip. I think a month and a half. And then you could relax a little bit more and not kill yourself. Yeah. So now I do have to ask, what did you do if you say you had to use the restroom in between? Like, is there like little porta potties, or it's just nature is what nature is? In long stretches, you usually knew what you were going to be up against. Definitely, if there was an opportunity to use the facility, you could. But a ditch, the woods.
There we go.
That's why, you carry toilet paper with you.
Yeah, that's a good thing. What else should people carry? Or a shiwi,
They weren't invented then.
Just as well. You can go to the Dollar Tree, get a funnel. That works just as well. It's awkward placing, but you can still work. So we got the Shawini. We've got toilet paper. What else should people do?
Oh man, I'm one of these packers, or I used to be, where I would take a white t-shirt and then take another one just in case that one got dirty. I was that type of packer. I did a lot of research. In fact, my partner and I did a 30K walk with our backpacks full of what we had decided to take and our, hiking boots. And I found out that I needed different hiking boots. So it was we trained. We were out walking every single day. We were doing 30K, 15 in and 15 out. Definitely, you're not going to make it unless you do some. And it's just walking. You just have to walk.
Yeah. Now, was there any steep terrains or anything you had to navigate?
Yeah. Going up the Pyrenees, but the part of the Pyrenees it's through it's the between French and Spanish culture. Begins with a B. Oh, I hate being old. If anybody knows, please tell me. But horses walk. You're actually on a paved road for the very first day going up the Pyrenees, because there's this really cool place. It's an open restaurant. You have to book, before you go on the trip, you've got to book a place to stay because there's only one building that holds so many people. And I was fortunate enough, because I'm on this website, I got the only private bedroom, but that's okay. Otherwise the whole house would have killed me. And then you have to walk up to the restaurant. It was really steep. and then you came downhill again, and then you had to continue on. You had to walk back up it the next morning. I was already exhausted, like day one, just going up and down this hill to eat food. But
yeah, I would have been too.
yeah, be prepared. The thing, some people, I'm very private about religion or spirituality. It's my business, how I practice or what I practice. But they're very, what I kind of call the touchy-feely, which is, you could call spiritual, but I don't like to share that. And they make you like you're in this big room in a restaurant, and they want you to share, why are you doing the Camino? And so many people say, I'm going to find myself. And of course, under my breath, being the stupid asshole that I am, I'm going, when did you lose yourself? What, like, should we send out a search squad? I mean, what does that even mean? I'm going to find myself. I don't know. I just got so tired of hearing it that maybe you guys should get together and maybe you could trade personalities or something. I'm sorry. I'm being a dick, but I'm being naughty today. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, my boyfriend, my partner, we lived together, would make sure I was sitting on the side that had to go first, and then he would just go, what she said. But yeah, truly, I didn't want to tell them why. I just said, it's just been on the bucket list. But really, we did it because our relationship was only a year old, and we wanted to see how we would survive being 24/7 together for a month. And we definitely had crisis moments, like every relationship. I freaked out because my mom passed away and left a Tilly hat, and I couldn't find it. And I was losing my poo-poo.
I would be too, okay?
And I was crying, and he was trying to phone people, and someone brought it down the stairs. And that's what I mean about angel moments. Someone had found it on the floor, picked it up, and was going to leave it hanging on the door there.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah. So, we did do it but I wasn't going to share that with the room. But they kept tossing around this invisible ball.
Did the ball ever hit you in the face?
No, I'm pretty good at volleyball, so I would have just, up.
Okay,
and
good.
But yeah, so expect that.
Okay.
But if you start in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, contact me. There's a place that's really good right across the street. They feed you, and so if you arrive late, the office is open and you can register, and then you've got your I can't remember, pilgrim something or other. Yeah, and you're called a pilgrim. You're a pilgrim. People treat you differently. Make sure if you are American, order Canadian stuff from me. I'll get it at a discount for you, because I'm sorry, but they really hate you over there. So, I'm just a warning, because they got in my face as soon as they heard my accent, and I had Canadian stuff sewn all over my backpack. But no, I'm joking. It's always individuals, how you treat them.
Yeah, but I'll make sure that I wear my Canadian DNA.
I'll send you some stuff, because there's sale all the time here.
I'll just get some from my aunt and uncle, and then I'll just have them blood type me Canadian, and then I'll be good to go.
No, you just need like one of those patches on your backpack.
Oh yeah, my family is from there, so I have a whole bunch.
Yeah, I take pins too. And when I travel, I take handfuls of little pins, and if someone I want to reward, and they love it. They freaking love it.
Yeah, people love that stuff. Yeah, they do. So would you do another one? Do you have another one?
No, I mean, no. I'm one of those people that once I've experienced it, I know Velma's going to talk about the Portuguese one. I have heard it's hillier, so but no, it's kind of, I am one of those people that doesn't go back twice unless I'm in love with it, and that's a place in France. But anyway, no, it's I've only got so much time left. I've got a lot of places to see. If I was younger, it would be longer lists. But
if you were to go somewhere next, where would it be?
I'm going to Portugal next.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna look into immigrating there.
Okay, as
Seriously.
soon as you are,
And then you can all come and stay with me.
excuse me one second. Izor, this is a featured show. You are not allowed to request the box. So please stop requesting because you will not get in. Thank you very much. So I say, yeah, I'll come stay with you.
Yeah, I'll just post my address in your comments one day.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. Great. Nothing will ever happen when that nothing will happen.
I'll do it to my neighbor and then just watch and record it live. Actually, that would have been hilarious. As long as the house was empty.
Until they start getting your Amazon orders. Then you might change your tune there, Fairy.
Sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm always kidding.
No, we love it. That's what we love. You got to have laughter in life.
Can I show you one thing and just quickly tell you the ceremony? And Velma know about this too. She should have one. So this is when you arrive, there's this long lineup into the Camino office in Santiago. There's a big square with the best tapas I've ever had in my life, if I might add. There's a lineup, and you go into the Camino office. You have to leave everything outside, and they write your name in Latin. Oh, I don't want to show you my name, but so they write your name in Latin, and you get this official certificate and stamped and everything. And when you leave, there's this big and brass bell, and you ring it, and everyone yells, "What is it, Velma? You remember?" No, I think it's just Bon Camino, they yell. Bon Camino. Like everyone in the lineup yells it. When someone comes out and the rings the bell. I think that's what it was.
That's a major triumph to have and to complete. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, people who were in line will have had to do Bon Camino. People will have done the minimum they could do to get a certificate is 200K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can do just the last 200K, so you don't have to transport from anywhere else on it. Mm-hmm. So I can't remember the name of the place. Begins with an S.
It's okay.
You can Google that.
Yeah, Google it. Google it all day long. Google is your best friend, people. Okay, Harry, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Bon Camino.
Yes, Bon Camino. And don't go too far because you and Velma will face off in a little
I'll be waiting.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Fairy Godmother. Make sure you favor her. Go check her out. Follow her on IG. And also, if you're interested in being on a fun game show, Fact or Fib, every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, reach out to her. Reach out to Beard Raider. Reach out to Wuthering Heights on IG. Let them know, and they will get you scheduled. Today, my vacation recommendation is going to be Cuba. Why? You are welcome, darling. Why vacation in Cuba? Well, they've got a lot of Cuban culture heritage. The people are very energetic. You've got the white sand beaches, okay, which are second to none. Every type of vacationer will find what fits their taste here. One side of Cuba feels beautifully frozen in time, while the other is built for luxurious beach resort fun. Listen, you guys, there's a little bit of something for everybody in Cuba. Here's some top things that you can do in Cuba. You can cruise the city of Havana in a vintage Cuban car, which is what I want to do. Witness history throughout Trinidad's cobblestone streets and colonial architecture. Lay in the sand by the turquoise waters of Varadero Beach. Swim among shipwrecks near Santiago de Cuba. All right, don't make me say that 3 times. Okay, who's spinning wheels in here? Y'all got wheel money? Ooh. Okay, here's an insider tip for vacationing. Thank you, Vito, for vacationing in Cuba. To discover the slower paced heritage of Cuba, journey into the Vinales Valley, a UNESCO World Heritage Center where Trinidad is located. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Here you'll see the unique Magat Hills and locals practicing traditional farming techniques. I, for one, love learning about different heritages. And so I want to go to Cuba. That's just a place that I have been looking at. And it's a place that is on my bucket list. And that is for this week, you guys. Next up, you guys, I just want to say right quick, thank you to Hops for coming into Hop, Skip, and a Jump with Nashi. This is a traveling show, 2 p.m. Eastern time, every Sunday. I usually have 2 guests that come on, talk about where they went, what they did, what they saw, what they ate, and all the lovely things. And if they have any recommendations for you, if you plan on taking the same or similar trip as that. Thank you, everyone, for the favorites. Make sure you guys go through and favorite all the gifters. We have Kraken, we have Top Edge, Kitty Commander, we have Vito, Velma, Sunny, Mel Bell, OG Lucky, Joe, that dude Chris, Shaffa, and Emoji J, who, if you are interested in being a guest on the show, please reach out to myself or Emoji J. Let us know, and we will get you scheduled on the show. Right now, we are booked out to the second week in April and moving forward from there. And now we have Velma. Hi, Velma. How are you, darling?
Hey, you doing great. I'm excited to be here. It's
Yay.
so funny that when you hear someone tell a story that's close to like your experience, how many memories it brings back for you. And that's like one of the best gifts ever.
Yes.
You know, I just love hearing about that.
Yes. So now, Velma, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you got going on, what you're doing on the app, and if you have any upcoming events.
Okay, so my name is Velma, and the big thing for me is at midnight on Mondays, between Sunday and Mondays, I have a show that has just become featured. It's called Sounds About Right with Velma. Each week I have a new theme having to do with movies, music, and more. I have 3 contestants that compete to get as much points, including trivia, and then there's a winner each week. So that's one of my main things. Other than that, I do some other midnight streams throughout the week, and I have a couple auctions coming up in April that will be pretty fun. I definitely think that following people on IG is the best way to really know what's happening next.
I agree. All right, Velma. So take us on your travel journey.
Okay, so I thought I would tell you about my big trip in 2017, which also includes the Camino. It started, so I went on a 7-month trip around the world, and it started in New Zealand. I went to Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Spain, France, Portugal, England, and Iceland. So the whole reason why we went to Portugal, the whole reason why I did El Camino was because I had originally had a volunteer work exchange thing going on in Spain. I was going to pick olives in the north of Spain, and they called me like a couple weeks before and said, the people that have been here want to stay and extend their trip. So we no longer have a work opportunity for you. And I was like, oh no, how in Europe, how am I going to like come up with 2 weeks of money for like being able to stay somewhere? And so then we just took a risk and thought, let's go do one of the Caminos. I can get a train ticket over to Portugal, and then we can stay in hostels along the way. And so that's how that planning happened.
So who went with you?
It's my partner. And we had been together for like over 10 years at this point. Yeah. And so we had all we carried, and it was carry-on and everything, was one backpack. It was like 50 pounds or less. And it was like a whole lot of those bags that you stuff all your clothes in and like try to compress all the air out. Buy what you need, leave what you don't. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So just talk us through, like, how far was yours the same 800 kilometers, the same length, or was it different?
So I remembered when Ferry was talking that I had my book here.
Ooh.
And so you can get this from any of the official sites. A lot of times they're churches and things like that. And so my specific path was this. And so it's along, and as you can see, there's multiple ways to get up to the top. And I chose to do the one that was along the coast. And then Ferry's could have been any number of, actually, this is the one. This is the Portugal one. Yeah. Anyway. But there's like multiple different types and everything like that.
Oh, nice.
We went halfway through. So the Portuguese path goes from Lisbon to Santiago de Compostela. And I started halfway through at Porto, Portugal. And ended up learning the same lesson as Ferry, that I just didn't have the right hiking stuff. My backpack was too heavy. Like I was not ready for that kind of adventure, but I did make it 100 miles hiking from Porto to Vigo, Spain. And then I ended up taking the train the rest of the way.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. All right now. So about how many days was that for you?
It was about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And then, like Ferry said, at each of the spots, it could have been a restaurant or it could have been a hostel. They give you these different stamps along the way, and there's space for more, obviously. You had to have so many stamps in order to get the certificate. And of course, it was, I kind of knew, like, I think I had been going for a week, walking that 100 miles. And every day I just could feel like different parts of my body, getting worse and worse. And I was like, I don't want to like end this path. I've come so far. I've never walked so far in my life, Yeah. But at some point I'm just like staring ahead, like hoping that the hostel is coming up, and I'm just barely making it. Sometimes like it would take me like an hour to just make it in a mile. And I thought at that point, I'm not gonna like walk myself literally into the ground. I have to choose a different path. It was different than what I thought I was gonna do, but my body's just saying I can't.
You can't. Yeah. And that's not an easy thing to get over or to become accustomed to, is doing all that walking, especially if you're not used to it. So can you best describe what a hostel is to Vito?
Yes. It could look like a lot of different things. It's a place to stay that has rooms that are individual, kind of like a hotel, but a little bit of a different situation. People come and go a lot easier. There's a lot of times some group rooms where there's a bunch of bunk beds, like Ferry said, and shared like bathrooms and things like that. But some of the hostels looked like actual like hotels, they could be that nice. So it's just a place for travelers to easily be able to walk in and see what's available. Unlike Ferry, I actually did not have any of the places planned out because it was all, just let's see where we can go. And so we were going town to town to see which place had a place to stay.
Right. Yeah. So now tell me some about, did you try, obviously you had to eat. So what kind of cuisine do you remember having?
Now, I would go to a restaurant and ask if they had a pilgrim meal, which was usually €5 or less. And
Mhm.
for this, you got some sort of starch, which like a roll, some sort of protein, like chicken or fish was a lot of the stuff that was offered because we were along the sea. And then there'd be like a vegetable, and then on top of it for €5, you could either have like a thing of beer or a thing of wine. And you got this special price because you would show them your Camino passport, and
Mhm.
then they would give this to you. So I wouldn't say it was anything extraordinary, but after miles and miles of walking, it was certainly welcome.
It was welcome. Yes. Like, oh, okay, this is what I needed. I'm going to take it. Yep. Let's go. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So our mornings
Absolutely.
would start with like walking to a cafe. You would walk in. This was my favorite part. Okay. You would walk in and like everybody was like the locals doing their thing. There's two old men sitting here with their or their espressos and their port like at 7 o'clock in the morning. And you're like, this is amazing. Kid would walk in with the newspaper and be like, "Bom dia," and everyone in the room would be like, "Bom dia." It was fabulous. So I would start my day off with like a little espresso, and I had to look it up. The pastel de nata is
Okay.
like a little, almost like a creme brulee, but it had like kind of a crust and things like that. That was made famous by nuns actually over
Oh,
over
nice.
in Portugal.
That's why I'm moving there. Okay, we'll
Yes.
come
Oh
stay
my
with
God.
you, Fairy.
They're so good. They're so good. And then for lunch, we would eat like bars,
Oh,
like Cliff bars and like whatever
Uh-huh.
we could pick up. And then, yeah. And then like around evening time, then that's when we would get the pilgrim meal.
Yeah. So you were burning some good calories on your trip.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you were burning some good calories and I mean, and eating like a pilgrim.
Yeah, definitely.
You were eating good.
And you like Fairy said, you get to meet people along the way. Never in my life did I think I was going to like share a hotel or a hostel with some
With other people. Was that me or her? Is that me? It's her. Okay. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, while we have momentary glitches. This happens. We are having technical difficulties. This is what happens when you stream live. These things do happen. I'm Nashi, host of Hop, Skip, and a Jump with Nashi every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, where I have two guests that come on and talk about where they've been, what they did, what they saw, where they ate, and all the other light. Ooh, get in there, Queen Danny. Hi, boo thing. Okay. If you would like to be a guest on the show, feel free to hit me up on IG and I will get you scheduled. Right now, we are scheduling into April, and I will be more than happy to add you to the group chat and get going. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going to give Velma a few minutes, see if she happens to pop back in. She may be having some technical difficulties, which those things happen. I want to make sure that you guys favor all the gifters, favorite each other in here. We have Kraken, Top Badge, Kitty Commander, Queen Danny, Vito, Velma, Sunny, Fairy Godmother, Mel Bell, OG Lucky, Joe Hello that dude Chris, Shafa, and Emoji J. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you guys all so much. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you favorite me. I will favorite everybody back at the end of my show. I don't like doing it during the show so that I don't accidentally in my stream. I have done that before. Thank you so very much for the spotlights. I appreciate you so much, everybody. We'll give it a thank you, Vito. We're just going to give it a few more minutes for Velma. She's back and ready to go.
Thank you so much. It was a technical difficulty. So frustrating, but
it happens.
Part of life, right?
Yeah, part of life.
Yeah, I was just saying that, I'm on the first day, I'm walking and I see this woman walking with like Converse shoes and avocado socks, and I'm like, there's no way that they're gonna be like hiking this whole thing in Converse. What? Anyway, we ended up hanging out and sharing a room, and that's just the kind of place that you meet everyone.
Yes.
And I really enjoy that. Is there, she was from Germany, and like there's people from all over the world that come to do this for various reasons. It's very cool to hear their stories.
Yeah. And I couldn't imagine that that's like a really it's a humbling trip to take.
Absolutely.
Not just physically, but I think spiritually and probably emotionally.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I also think, speaking of humbling, like Fairy pointed out that as an American, you have to think about maybe safety and like how you present yourself a lot differently, because there's a lot of like lived experiences that people have had. So like I actually in Europe didn't come against like too much. But like when I went to Vietnam, for example, the history between Vietnam and the US is very tense. And so rightfully so, people, you know, were talking to me about it. And my best advice is to just either like go incognito, like Fairy is saying, or, you know, just own up to it and listen to what the people have to say.
Yeah.
Because people are people, and really they're trying to connect with you in one way or another.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. So now in our last few minutes here, is there any future trips that you plan on doing? Do you plan on going out to experience any of the other Caminos, or?
I would love to do like a reclamation of the Camino, and I'd like to go from Madrid, Spain, to Santiago next time. And then just this year, I'm staying within the US, but I have lots of fun trips. I'm going to Chicago. I might be going to New York, California, Hawaii. So I'm looking forward to all of that.
That is great. I absolutely love that. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Just give us a little refresher about yourself and in the last couple of minutes, and then I'll have Fairy get in the box. We won't have time to do the quiz, but that's okay. I'm not upset about that. I like it when a trip overtakes the stream, and I'll have Fairy come back in the box and reintroduce herself. But just tell us again a little bit about yourself, your streams, what you got going on, and your events coming up.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Velma, and so within like the next few hours, midnight rather, I will have my first episode of my featured show called Sounds About Right with Velma. This week we're doing movies that are popular through various songs. And so they're audio clues, and everybody is encouraged to help out in the chat. It's really rewarding for me to do that, because in my personal life, I'm studying to be a counselor. And so it's really fun to be able to have something lighthearted, bringing people together and having some fun every week.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Velma, for being on the show. Make sure you guys favorite her. Go check out her featured show. Fairy Godmother, if you can get in the box right quick, have you reintroduce yourself. Thank you so much, Velma.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ooh. Fairy.
Hello. Oh,
hello, darling.
Velma.
So we only have 5 minutes left. Not enough time for trivia. So I'm going to have you thank you, Joey. I'm going to have you just go over right quick a little bit about you, your stream, and everything that's going on, and what you have coming up, if anything.
Well, I'm taking a bit of a hiatus from my show at the moment, because I need to get my life in order, and it consumes so much of my time, as you well know. But we are looking for guests. Please get in touch with us. I'm sure a lot of featured shows feel the same way about me. Don't be afraid to approach us. We are happy to have you. So I'll be going back. Not sure if Easter's going to be a good day to start again or the week after. I'm still thinking about that. But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything special coming up. But when I do come back full time with my show and streaming, I am starting a new streaming show. It's going to be called Pins and Needles. And my passion is sewing and creating, and I'm going to be doing projects, ones that you can do along with me or you can watch. And then I really want feedback from you as to I'm pretty good, anything to sew or quilt or craft, let's do it together. And that's all I'll say about that. So watch for that. That's it. I'm done now, She. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But yes. So that sounds like fun. I'm going to have to come check it out. I need to learn how to become patient. I also need to learn how to sew things.
Yeah. And fortunately, I had an aunt that I despised. But now I've realized as I put my big girl pants on what some of the amazing things she taught me, and one of them was hand sewing. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but what if you ran out of electricity and apocalypse happened?
Yeah.
But no, it's good to be able to do handwork and little tricks on how to knot the end, because I know that can drive people insane. And I have a real quick trick, stuff like that. I might just do a show on quick tricks, like what can you do? Buy a glue gun from the dollar store.
Yes, but
in an emergency, it is your best friend.
Do not glue yourself, because then you end up with a burn.
Yeah. But you can get different temperature glue guns.
Oh, I don't know. This one just was at the Dollar Tree store, so I got it.
I mean, I knit, I crochet, we can do anything. So, but I just thought, while I'm streaming, I might as well share my passion. If nobody wants to sit there, well, at least I've got something to do.
Exactly. So you can help me. You could probably help me fix something that I need fixed, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll teach you how to hem a pair of pants real fast. Things like that. Hems drive people crazy, and you don't want to pay, $25 to go get something done you can do in 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
Ways to do things. So.
Yes, there is. Make sure you guys favorite Fairy. Okay, go check her out. Go see her. Go say hey.
Thanks, everybody. And thanks for having me, Nashi. And Velma, we got to talk more about it. We got to go for coffee.
Go for coffee, Velma. Thank you, everybody, for being here for Hop, Skip, and a Jump with Nashi every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're interested to talk about your travel destinations, where you've been, what you saw, maybe what brought you there, hit me up on IG. I would be more than welcome to have you on my show. Make sure you favorite the gifters. Fairy Godmother being one of them. We have Queen Danny. We have Kraken. We have Top Badge Kitty Commander. We have Vito. We have Velma. We have Sunny. We have Fairy Godmother. We have Mel Bell. We have Joe Hello. OG Lucky. Hello, thy dude Chris, Shatha, Joey, and Emoji J. And today's looks like right now, there's still a minute, but looks like right now the top gifter of the show today, 21, is Queen Danny, who will get a special shout out on IG with a flyer. Thank you, Danny Wanny. Make sure you favorite all my gifters, favorite all my girls. They're absolutely amazing people. And, we don't get anywhere without each other, right? So make sure you got good, solid people with you. Patio Daddy-O, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys. Patio, you should be on my show. 2 more dragon wheels needed. You? I got you. Patio Daddy-O, you should be on my show. Me? I don't know how many more I need. Challenges. Yeah, 2 more, but I'll be on later. Patio Daddy-O. I do need to. Patio Daddy-O is an avid traveler, and I feel like he should be on my show one of these Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm just saying. Hit me on IG, Patio. Let me know when works for you. Jay, you can end the recording. I do love to travel. You do. You've been a lot of different places. You would be very good to have on the show. How you been, Patio? I haven't seen you around. I haven't even seen you streaming. Have I been missing you? Thank you guys for the hearts. Appreciate it. Thank you for the if you haven't already, make sure you hit the streamers fave. Enjoy yourself. Thank you very much. Move Chris. Appreciate you. Patio. So yeah. Bridget, thank you for the fave. Everybody who faves me, I will favor back after the show, which I will be ending here in a few minutes. I got to go eat. I got a few things to do, but I will be back tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. You may want to be here for it. You may not want to. I may or may not be trying on dresses. We don't know. Yeah, I think it's very interesting, Bridget. Oh, maybe. One may be a little bit shorter than what I would like, but no, Woody, there is no lawn guy. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. Bridget, appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Do you need to borrow my shoes? Not yet, but if I come to North Carolina, I will. What size are they? Well, does size really matter in that instance, though? Yeah, I'm a 10. I don't want to stretch them out. Just send me the link for them. Just send me a link for them, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all tonight. Patio Daddio, it was amazing seeing you. You guys favored each other. Hello. And don't forget to favorite me. And just remember, if it's too small,